What up, brothers? It's the Clipper King returning for a special Saturday project. I think that's what we might call it, or the customisation of Bane, whatever you want to call it. It's going to be Uncle Clipper King to rescue and just show you what you can do with this Bane figure once you get it in hand. Now, my plan for today, I'll tell you, you can see, got the two awesome figures side by side. Pretty much same size as they look, different style boots and whatever, but I don't think there's going to be much size difference in the body. So basically what I'm going to do is strip both figures down. I'm going to use the Terminator body for Bane and the Bane body for the Terminator, because I think with the Bane body I would still get that pose. I think I could still do that. And then obviously with the Terminator body underneath that, I will be able to get the grabbing the braces boss style pose on the Bane. So that's what I want to do. And if it don't work out, it's easy to change them back, not a problem. So the pieces obviously that I'm going to be using is everything you see in front of you. What I think I'm also going to use is the Thor grabbing hands, the hammer hands for Thor. So I might change Thor slightly as well, or any spare hands that I can find that'll fit the Bane figure that will clutch onto his braces and make him look really natural. So that's what I'm going to do. Now, it's not just going to be a simple strip them down and redo them, because that video would be boring as fuck. Nobody'd want to watch it, or you'd only want to watch it once, and I don't want to do that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do like it kind of step by step. I don't know if I'm going to film myself doing it. I don't want that kind of hassle, because it runs for ages and you're pretty much just showing people how to undress figures. I don't want to do that. But what I want to do is I want to sort of go through it step by step, give you the tips what I use when I'm stripping figures and redressing them. Now, with the Bane body, it's pretty much going to be strip it down and put the Terminator clothes on, easy. But with the Bane clothing, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and sort of, while I've got it off, with the trousers in particular, I'm going to soak them in warm water with a lot of fabric softener, and then while it's wet, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put, I've got a like a wooden stick sort of thing, smooth stick, and I'm going to push it down into each leg, and I'm going to turn it and try and make the trousers a lot softer and a lot baggier so they look more realistic. And then I'm going to straighten it up, dress it, maybe spray up the vest, make it look dirty, a bit more weathered, and then basically try and get the coat positioned how I want it. And like I said, get a different set of hands and have him grabbing onto the braces, get a nice pose out of him. And then maybe I'll put the Bane onto the Batman stand and the Batman onto the base. Just change it round, a bit of summer interest. It might run for an hour, it might run for 10 minutes, I don't really know. I've got no else to do. There's fucking no good matches on telly this weekend, so I'll not be watching no football, so I thought, fuck it. I'll play with some figures and film myself doing it. So like I said, stick with me, brothers, and we'll roll her on. Right, relocated downstairs. As you can see, got the Terminator, got Bane. I ain't started them yet. Just here, Excalibur, give him a clean as we go. This is what I'm going to use to sort of push open Bane's trousers, put that down into leg once it's wet, get a few turns and try and like bag it up. Once I put some softener on it, I'll come back to that in a bit. And then inside there, I've got all my accessories, my fucking spare batteries for stands and so on and so forth. Mr. Tickle's trunk, as it were once called. Inside there, I've got all accessories for every figure I've got, all in these vacuum packs things. So I'm going to go through them, try and find some hands for Bane that will look right and will hold his braces. If I can't find a set, then I think I'm going to use the hammer hands from the new Thor figure. So, like I said, I'm going to start stripping them down. Once we get them undressed, if there's a long way, I think it'll be a matter of interest, I'll fire the camera back up. But other than that, I'm going to strip them back down. I'm going to strip them down to naked and just have a look at the difference in the body. I will just say at this point as well, just to answer a question I got on the Bane review comments, a guy called Lenny Bowyer asked me if I got any white marks on the Bane head. I didn't know what he meant at first, but he explained to me on the left hand side of the head near the mask. And when I checked it last night, I know what he meant. Along sort of the gap between the skin and the mask, sort of along that line, so along there sort of where my thumbnail is, they were like a white sort of powder. You can still see it a little bit. It's as if when they put the mask onto the head sculpt, they put some kind of powder on and then they tried to clean it all off. But for some reason at that point, there was sort of a build-up of powder sort of in the crack. And all I did, sort of with my fingernail, sort of tried to get into the crack and sort of get it out. Failing that, I would have given it a proper good blast with Excalibur right into the thing vigorously to brush it away. So yeah, Lenny Boy, I did have white marks on the head, but it was nothing to worry about and definitely not worth sending it back for. But yeah, I had it. I think a few probably will have it, but it's just a matter of cleaning it away. Right, brothers, just want to make a little point, and also I've come across a little problem to start with that I'll try and explain. As you can see, I've got both figures not stripped down and closed, but what I do is when I'm going to strip a figure down, what I'll do is remove the heads. As you can see, both heads are here. The hands off, the feet off, and then I'd keep them all in order so that's Bane's accessory bag. Oh, I want to put back in, I'll just sling it into there so I don't get mixed up. So if somewhere down the line I sell figures, I know everything's going back into the right thing. Obviously they're off the stand, you can see they're laid out. So just focus on me. Right, there's your money shot, yep, just keep in there, yeah. I'll talk to the lads. What's happened is, when I've pulled the Arnie foot off, I've realised, firstly, that it uses a longer ankle peg than the Bane one. So to give Bane a bit more height, I'm going to use the longer ankle peg on the Bane figure and then give Arnold the slightly shorter one. There's not much in it, so it won't make a massive difference. But what's happened here is, inside, look down into there now, inside the Terminator boot, the ankle peg stayed in, so I need that out. Now, like a silly bastard, I ain't got no pliers or like that. So what I'm going to try is softening that boot up and then pushing it back onto the leg. Hopefully that end of the peg will grip and it'll come off of the boot easy. So at the minute it's stuck in boot, but I'm going to warm that up here, boiling hot water straight out of the kettle. So I'm going to just dip that in, let the water get down, right peg, and sort of loosen up, and the rubber boot should expand. This might work, it might not, I might look like a complete and utter fucking div, but it is a tip to use. Get it about, what, 20 seconds? 25. Take it out. So what should happen now, the rubber around it should have expanded slightly. So I now click it. Get up, you shithouse. Got little zips on Terminator's legs, so just push that up a bit so we can operate. Click that back on. Hopefully the bottom section should have loosened off a bit. Beautiful. That is how you do it. Nice warm, soft boot. The leg was still cold, so it's gripped the peg, and it's now pulled the peg. Oops, fucking hell. Pulled the peg out the boot. Fucking ghetto style from Clipper King. Cut. Right, brothers, just showed you I got the ankle peg off. Now, this might end up being a step-by-step guide, because I think everything is a matter of interest, and bearing in mind, some people who watch this might be new to collecting, and these are the sort of questions that I get asked quite often. So, how do I get a jacket off? I basically put its arms in that position, and if the elbows will turn in like that, on down and in like that, trying to do it left-handed, I do it like that, because simply pulling both arms off together is the easiest way to do it. So, should for example do that and that. It's now off his shoulder. That's off. Easy. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So that's Bane's coat off. That's all left hand. Like I say, if you can get his body sort of into that shape, that's how I do it. Same way, if I'm taking a t-shirt off, I'll put his arms obviously above his head, like you would dress a child, and pull it up like that. That's how I do it. So I'm going to move on. Do the same way, Terminator 1. I've got him in position. This one's going to be a little bit harder, but because his elbows are better, it might still be easy. This jacket is a little bit tighter on his biceps, so I might struggle left hand. Let's have a look. One arm down. So once you've sort of knocked it around his shoulders, it should come off pretty easy. If I last weren't pottering about doing tea, she could hold me this camera, but she is. So I'd sooner her feed me than fucking hold this camera, because as you see, as you just saw earlier, I'm not quite getting fat enough. Come off, you little bastard. Here we go. Fucking Clipper King. Fucking undefeated. Undefeated by any garment. Off. Left hand, like I say. So that's what we're down to. Just looking. Look, Hot Toys. That's what we needed. That's what we needed on fucking Bane figure. Oh, does he just bend to the ear? No, he don't. He goes all the way, look. That's exactly where I want it to go to. Straight to braces. That'll be beautiful. Right, as you can see, I've got the t-shirt off. Like I said, I put the arms up above, lift it off like that. I would never have been able to get that off with one hand, so that's why I couldn't film that. But that's the t-shirt off. Already you can see Terminator's body's bulk. Bearing in mind this is the TTM 20. So if this is a body you want and you don't have this figure, that's what you're looking for online, a TTM 20. True type, muscular body. That's what it is. You can see the pecs are really oversized, and I think that will give Bane the bulk he needs, and then quite a narrow waist, which I think will sort of house the Bane vest quite sweet looking. So like I say, I'm going to look at both bodies when they're both stripped. Right, what I wanted to say is, firstly, when I take trousers off, I don't undo the belt all the way. So what I will do is I feed it, I sort of loosen it just enough so I can get the fly undone and then take it down. The reason I don't undo it is because then, to get it back through, you're giving yourself a bit more of a fucking nightmare, because you've got to feed it through that side and then through that side. So if you just loosen it enough, like I said, just by pushing it out there, be careful not to scratch the top layer of leather or pleather. Look, that's loosened just enough. You see, the fly will open. I'm fucking struggling here, boys, because I'm doing it all keggy-handed, and that is not my bag. Shame I can't hold this camera with other fucking hand. Should have really got my tripod out, but I didn't intend to film as much as I have been filming. But like I said, the fly's undone. Now that should pull off really nice and easy, so I will do that once I've come off camera. It will come down enough here. Moving on, the Bane. I've put his arms up already. At the back, I didn't show this in the review, but I'll show it now. It looks like these are zipped together, but they're not. They're on press studs. Be careful, because these Hot Toys press studs are not the best fucking thing in the world. You pop one, pop two on that side, as you can see. You get that. Same again on that side. Anybody with this figure will know exactly how to do this, because there's an instruction. You sort of let that flop around, and then because the vest is attached to this sort of double belt sash, you can see down in there it's attached, and I like it attached. What you have to then do is, at one of the sides, take these out. I'm never going to be able to do this left-handed. What you do is undo those and then lift the whole thing up and offer him. So I'll do that and I'll cut back in. Right guys, totally stripped down. First thing you notice, Arnie's legs and arse are miles more bulkier than Bane's. So first I tried to get the Bane trousers on that. I know I'm going to stretch the Bane trousers, but they're nowhere near go straight over that lower body. So I thought, do I sack it, leave the idea alone? And I thought, nah, fuck it. What I'll do is I'll unscrew this pelvis section there, same with that, and I'm going to swap that upper body onto them legs, that upper body onto them legs, because I'm going to stretch the Bane legs, but I don't want to stretch them and then I'm be skin tight on these legs. It'd fucking defeat purpose, really. So them legs will be back in the Bane trousers. Obviously, I'm going to put the longer pegs onto the Bane. I just hope that the fitting inside here that holds into the pelvis is the same size, because this could totally kill Experiment. But that's what I'm going to do. As you can see, everything's off. I'm ready to go. Just going to get some small screwdrivers, what I've got here, and I'm going to start switching out the pelvis. So I'll get back and show you any points of interest. And just before I start changing the lower bodies, I just wanted to say, I'm not a dumb fuck. What I did is I made sure that this upper body does what I want it to do. Basically, the articulation allows it to put its hands onto its chest, so basically where the they're not the right hands, but basically where the braces would be. So it will definitely go to where I want it to, because if it didn't, again, it'd been no point changing it round. So yeah, I'm going to crack on. Like I say, if you look at these pelvis areas, they're pretty much got a cap here, look. And what you do is pick that out. Inside there's a screw, another one at that side, and one right up his arsehole. I'm going to pop them out, unscrew it, and then I'm hoping it's just a joint inside there. Same on that one, that will sort of hold that to that upper body. If it don't, we're not going no further. Right, pretty easy, and pretty much what I thought. Took the 3 screws out. Then inside, like I say, you've got this sort of like a capital T shape here. Now what happens is that's attached to some kind of elastic on the inside. You basically pull that down, it sits into that, and then the back screws on. So the good thing with that is, if I look at Bane, this is Bane's upper body. It's basically just a matter of trapping that section into there. It will do. It'll do it if I weren't just working one hand. Trapping it into there, sort of thing, and screwing it back on, and then you've got the Terminator legs on the Bane upper body, and vice versa. It should give the look I want: slimish legs with a bulky upper body, and then the Terminator don't really make a difference. And like I said, that will then give me that upper body on Bane's legs, which will then look baggy in his trousers. A lot of fucking about, I know, but like I say, I'm doing fuck all, so I thought I'll do it. Nobody else will do it, and like I said, every now and again, fucking Uncle Clipper King likes to take you on a magical mystery tour, and it's one of them nights. I just hope you watch this video, brothers, and I hope you tell your friends about it, because like I said, no fucker else would do it for you. Well guys, I've got to say, that was a full-on job. The Bane lower half went onto the Arnie upper body, really nice and easy. Just popped in, lovely, a treat. Other way around, fucking hell, that were a bastard to do, I'll be honest. Think, if you want to try this, think, do you really need to do it? I want to do it because I want a bit first, to be honest, and I want to have that awesome looking Bane. So yeah, but the pelvis on that fits that Bane upper body really snug, so it does articulate, but it's really tight. So yeah, it should now fit on the Terminator trousers, because they're the Terminator legs, and then the Terminator upper body, and then this one, like I said, bulkier upper body and thinner legs to make the trousers look baggier. So just a matter of moving on, doing something with Bane's trousers to loosen them off, because regardless which figure I end up keeping this on, I do want them trousers a bit baggier and also softer, so they do the correct thing around the boot. And it's just a matter of dressing them and reposing them. Oh, also going through the bags of hands that I've got in there and trying to find a set of hands better that will sort of grip the braces section on the vest really natural looking and tight enough to hold it in place. So that's where I'm up to for now. Stick with me and I'll move on. Right, my night kitchen. Sorry for poor lighting, but I needed to just show you. All I'm going to do, just got a cup of water, comfort, bit of fabric softener. I've not got loads of water because it's only a small pair of trousers. Plenty of fabric softener in that cup. That's what we've got now. Oh, that smells beautiful. So yeah, I'm just going to let the trousers soak 5-10 minutes. And when they come out, make sure they're wet through. Get down in there, bitch. Ooh, that water's a little bit toasty. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to pull them, stretch them, see if I can get them baggy looking, dry them out a touch, and then I'm going to get them back on the figure, probably while they're still damp, because when you're working with clothes on figures, if they're damp, you're basically moulding the clothes where you want them, and then when it dries out, it'll dry out and look basically how it did when it was wet, but now dry, if that makes sense. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to let them stand in that water for a bit, let the softener get into the fabric, and then I'm going to basically take them out and just pull them, stretch them out really. I'm not saying I make a massive difference, but when you're working in this scale, 3 or 4 millimeter or 2 or 3 millimeter will make all the difference. Just make them look a touch baggier. So that's what I'm going to do. That fabric softener smells beautiful. So yeah, got them softening. I've cut back and I've got them out. Right, I've just got Bane's trousers drying now. I've pulled them as flat and as wide as I can. So they're just drying off. I'm going to put them on while they're still damp, but not wet through like they were. And get the fabric softener, I rinsed the fabric softener out, and then like I said, I've just pegged them to that. I've pegged them, I haven't folded them over top of radiator because I want them to dry flat so there's no creases in, because then I'd have to steam creases back out, and I don't want to do that. Just going in here, as you can see, while I'm waiting for them to dry, I've got the Terminator now complete, back in the pose he started in. So I've got to say, excuse me, I didn't realise that the upper body on Bane is obviously a little bit smaller. So the coat, it doesn't look baggy, but if you go back and have a look at Terminator 2, it actually seems to fit him nicer. Oh, not nicer, because obviously it was tailored to the other body, but it actually, it goes on easier. It's not too tight on the biceps like I found it were on the other body, and it does look more screen accurate, because if you look at the jacket on Terminator 2, Arnie weren't as massive as in Terminator 1. So the jacket weren't as tight as it looked on the Hot Toys version, if you make sense. If you get what I mean. So like I say, anyway, so that is now the Bane upper body, the Terminator sort of from the Arnie body from the arse down, and then like I say, here I've got the longer ankle pegs, the Bane legs which are quite slim, got a really dry throat, and then the Arnie upper body which gives him the Tom Hardy bulk, hopefully, when the vest back on and the jacket, and I should be able to get the pose that I've been hoping to get. So yeah, stick with me. When them pants are a bit drier, or the trousers are a bit drier, I will be dressing it. Right, it's getting later and later. Time consuming. Right, as you can see, I've got the vest back on, got the trousers back on. Did make the trousers slightly looser. You can see they are still damp, and I've managed to sort of pleat them up around the boot. I'm still going to carry on working on that. Same there, got the trousers rucked up, hanging over the boot. Tried to get the knee pad just below the knee. So yeah, that's how it looks. As you can see, I've got the trousers still sagged down because obviously it's a longer leg now, but I did want Bane to be taller all in all. So if I pull away, that's pretty much it. And get the coat on. I am going to put both of the gauntlets on. And he only ever wears one, but I do like the fact that if you put one on one and one on other, then you don't see the wrist joint no more. And obviously I'm putting the coat on, so it will just poke out bottom of the sleeve. Another thing as well that I did realise, because the forearms are slightly smaller on the Arnie body than the Bane body, it's easier to get the big coat on, even over the top of the gauntlet. The hands I'm going to put on are these. And they are the Enter the Dragon Bruce Lee hands. I thought they'd be way too small. Fucking hell, great dry throat. Thought they'd be way too small, but that's Bane's fist, so there's not a great deal in it. So yeah, I think because of the design of the hand, they are going to hold the brace just how I want it to. So yeah, that's the hand I've used. I know Thor, a lot of people are like buying out the Thor custom hands, but I'd got that many hands in that box. I had to look through and pick the best set. And like I say, they are the Enter the Dragon DX Bruce Lee hands. So I'm going to bang them on with the gauntlets, get his coat on, get his head on, get him on the stand, take them both back upstairs, and I'll show you around them. You might see a difference, you might not, but like I said, it's another video on the Clipper King channel. Right guys, done and dusted. Just going to show you both figures that were done, and then I'm going to show you the difference that it's made to the Bane figure compared to the Batman figure, size wise sort of thing. So first, show you obviously slightly smaller upper body on the Terminator. Don't think it's done any harm at all. Still got the same legs, only a slight bit shorter. But still, because I pose him with Barney Ross, he's still so much bigger than Barney Ross anyway. So that's where I like to have it looking from. So yeah, I think that turned out well. Like I said, Could be a long video this, I'm not sure, because until I cut it together I don't know how long it's took. But I do really like that, and like I said, I think the jacket now fits more. It's not as tailored obviously, but it is more movie accurate, because I think there is a lot more room in that jacket than the Hot Toys figure brings. So yeah, I don't think it's done the Terminator no harm, and if I were to sell that figure, obviously I would put everything back to original state. Moving on to Bane. As you can see, the head's gone on the body, pretty nice. To be honest, it was a little bit hard. It was harder to put that head on that body than the Terminator head onto Bane's body, for whatever reason. But nah, got it imposed. So I used the Bruce Lee Enter the Dragon DX hands. You can see he's got a good grip of the braces. I think that's just about the right place, just below the red tassels. I did use both gauntlets. They went on a little bit easier than when that body were on it. I know it's not movie accurate because you don't wear both gauntlets, but I do like the look, and because it gets rid of the wrist pegs, I do like how it's turned out. Pulled these straps all neat. Then moving down, the trousers did loosen up slightly. They do still feel soft now, but it weren't a massive amount. I've pretty much got it draped over the boot, but I had it kind of like that in the first place. Like now, slightly longer legged, but I have got his. I do like to have the trousers hutched down, so his trouser belt is just below the sash. So I think it sort of makes the trousers appear baggier than they would otherwise if they were pulled right up. So yeah, that's pretty much the pose I'll be leaving Bane in, which is the pose I wanted all along. Let me know your thoughts on it, if you don't think it's accurate or if you think it were a complete waste of time. You tell me. Like I say, I'm open to criticism, as long as it's not just fucking pop up and say, no, it looks wank, you fucked up. Just tell me what you think. Constructive criticism's always welcome. So I'll just show the two figures again, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put Bane on the City Hall steps that Batman normally stands on, and put Batman on that, and just show you I'm going to put them back in cabinet. So just for the size and bulk comparison, I've took them both off the stands and just go up. Going to push right to the very back. As you can see, Bane's a little bit taller, and I think upper body wise, I think it's now a good scale. Like I say, that's at eye level. Bane is just about as tall as Batman's Spike, sort of thing, and like I said, they are both. One of them's on the stand. I think Bane looks bigger across the shoulders now, even taking into account Batman's armour. And yeah, that's the scale they're at. I'm going to put them back into the shelf where I'm going to keep them. And just for the sake of showing you, I am going to put Bane on Batman's stand and Batman on Bane's. And now the guys are back home. Arnie and Barney together. Just in the second shelf down. At the left hand side, Didtoff. Behind, underneath Indy, Wolverine and Jack. Above Luke. And the MJ shelf. Batman and Bane back in the top right hand side. Bane, like I said, on the steps, got the Batman mask. I know it's not screen accurate, but who gives a fuck? It just needs to look sweet, and I think it does. Just go pretty nice and slow. The lighting's not awesome in this cabinet, to be honest, but the camera light should help. Nice and slow. Job well done, Uncle Clipper King, methinks. And then just there, looking up towards him in background. And Batman. It's the DX Batman. On the Bane stand, just to, again, because it's new, just sort of emphasise the new figure. Quick flick through, above the 89 Batman and Joker, City Hunter and Classic Pred, or Pred 1 and Pred 2. Enter the Dragon Bruce, Black Spider-Man, Blue and Red, Peter Parker, Gangsters Are Us, Carlito, the two versions of Scarface and Don Corleone, and front and centre, the Avengers setup, Iron Man at back, and then Hawkeye and Thor just in front, Capam and Nick Fury just at front. So we've got the triangular shape going on, and then Dumbfuck at top, Monkey Boy. So yeah, that's the collection. I hope some of you like the Bane pose. It took some doing. I started off when it was light, it's now dark. I've had some phone calls, I've answered some comments, I've answered some emails while I've been doing this, so Saturday afternoon well spent all in all. Lee Ward says hi guys, I've been on a face call with him this afternoon. So anything left to say? No, don't think so. This is Clipper King, I'm out of here.